Hey everybody, David Trungale here. I'm the owner of TraderTours.com, and I wanted to shift gears today and talk about the lottery. It's a hot subject, no doubt. The current prize is $1.3 billion approximately, which is by far the highest it has ever been in history. And the reason for this video is to explain how the lottery could be what I would call a fair game. And we're at a rare moment in history where it's actually potentially advantageous to play. So I want people to hear me out in this. I know immediately I'm going to take some heat. And my disclaimer here is that normally the lottery is a terrible investment. I don't encourage gambling and I never play it. But right now, because of the prize money and how it factors into the odds, it actually could be advantageous to play. So let me explain this. The odds of winning the Powerball are roughly 1 out of 292 million. Now, a Powerball ticket costs $2, so that equates to 1 out of 584 million. So, if the prize money exceeds 584 million, that's what we would call fair odds. In fact, you would actually be at an advantage to play. But you have to calculate in taxes. You also have to factor in the odds of splitting with other people. I'm not going to calculate the mathematics on that in this video. It would be pretty boring. Also, you have to understand that if you do take the cash up front, I believe the lottery only gives you a little over 60% of the prize. Now, I would recommend, if you do win, I would recommend that you do take the cash up front, even though they reduce the price substantially. The reason why is, in the long run, you never know what could happen. The lottery could go broke. You also do have the consequence of inflation in the long run, even though I do not think that inflation is a risk in the short run. There's no question that in the long run, inflation does exist, and it will eat away at the value of the dollar. The other thing, too, that's interesting about this point is a lot of people might be thinking, well, even though you have fair odds, what's the difference between winning 1.3 billion or let's say 200 million? Because to your average Joe, both of those quantities of money are pretty much infinite money where their life is totally changed and they'll never have to work again. That's true, and that's a very practical argument, but again, it has to do with mathematics. So one other analogy I would like to give out here, remember, you can't change the odds, but as the prize increases, as the payout increases, that can transition the game into what we call fair odds. So if you walk into a casino and you go over to the dice table, most casinos, I believe, pay out about 30 to 1 if you bet on snake eyes, which is 2. So if you bet on 2, most casinos will give you 30 to 1 on your money. But for those of you that do know, the odds of rolling 2 is actually only 1 out of 36. So of course the casino is going to have their edge. They want to make their money. Well, suppose one day you walk in there and the casino says, okay, we're going to pay out 38 to 1 if you bet on 2. And a lot of people are thinking, well, wait a minute. That doesn't change the odds of rolling to 2. And you're right, it doesn't. The odds of rolling to 2 is always going to be 36 to 1. But because they are paying out 38 to 1, mathematically that would make it a good investment to sit there and bet on 2 all day. So that's an example of, again, advantage playing. We're at a rare moment in history where the lottery actually is in the ballpark of a good investment. Don't take this too seriously, but again, for entertainment purposes and from a mathematical standpoint, I would actually encourage people to play the lottery. So, pretty interesting stuff. Thank you for watching, and good luck.